Yes, yes, he's expecting your call. Could you hold on, please?
Yeah.
Yes, and also I would like to let you know that Mr. Anthony Eterno, our economic counselor from Embassy Caracas, will join in on the call as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Hold on,
okay.
please.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, yes, Mr. Abrams?
No, he's being conferenced in.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Is everyone on? Hello?
Yes, this is Anthony.
Hi, this is Elliott Abrams.
Mr. Abrams, hi, this is Mr. Maurer.
Well, good. I guess it's good afternoon. How are you?
Good, I'm good, thank you. Nice to hear you. How are you there?
Pretty good. We're expecting some snow, but so far, so good.
Thank you for your time. I would like to discuss with you our cooperation in the financial sphere, and particularly on the Venezuela issue. And I think we could be, we can help each other, and we have, and especially with things happened recently in Venezuela.
Yes. You know that we have a 25B certificate signed January 25th by Secretary of State Pompeo, certifying that interim President Guaido is in control of the account of the government of Venezuela, or the Central Bank of Venezuela, at the Federal Reserve Bank in New York and other banks in the U.S. In that sense, they're analogous to the oil-related sanctions, just trying to preserve assets. And we're trying, working with a number of European governments, to cut off the ability of the Maduro regime essentially to steal these assets. And we know that they have been trying to liquidate accounts. We're talking in total of billions of dollars of assets, and transfer them to places where they will have control, and where much of it, I think, will disappear. So from our point of view, we wanted just to assure that you were aware of all this, and that you would be applying a very high level of scrutiny to Venezuelan government or central bank accounts, so that the assets cannot be reached and taken away.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm aware about that. And so I would like to let you know that we have recently, our Attorney General has opened a case on the investigation of corruption in Venezuela. So we are closely monitoring possible financial irregularities. So, and you know, in our banks there are accounts of PDVSA, and I know that in the U.S. their assets of this company are now frozen. So in Switzerland, they have accounts in several large banks.
So what is the status of those accounts now? The PDVSA accounts, any government accounts of Venezuela, central bank accounts of Venezuela. What is the status in Switzerland today?
So they have a very large amounts. So they keep their money in several large banks in our country. For example, Limpopo Bank. Part of the money came from Russia under contracts for oil production. So, however, we have not found any violations in this yet. So everything is clean, but I don't know what to do with that. So what do you think should be done in this case? So
I think everything should be frozen, absolutely frozen, because just to make sure that they stay where they are. So that's our view.
I have the same opinion, but you know, we need to have serious ground to do that. So I know that Russia has invested billions in the Maduro regime, so especially in the oil and gas sector. So that's a problem, because we have some pressure.
Yes, no doubt. We have now, I think the number is 52 governments, including 24 of the 28 in the EU, that recognized Guaido as the legitimate president of Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the Swiss government has done or if it has made any statement in this respect. But from our viewpoint and that of 50 other governments, the Maduro regime at this point is an illegitimate regime, and it has no right to dispose of or to move those assets. And there is the risk for any Swiss bank that hands those assets over, there is the risk of future litigation from the future legitimate government of Venezuela, that the bank allowed those assets to be, in essence, stolen.
Yeah. So yes, we can do the same, and we can freeze assets, but we don't know on which ground. Maybe you can tell us. And there is another point. We know that Mr. Guaido took the power of the president until February 23. So after 23, they'll be over, as I know. And if we recognize him...
Right, let me interrupt to say that is not... that's a very interesting question, actually, which we also asked. And the National Assembly, which all of these Western governments recognize as the only legitimate elected body in Venezuela, has actually passed a resolution saying that the 30 days will not begin until Maduro is out, and has stated that Guaido would remain the interim president. We can get you a copy of that resolution on the part of the Venezuelan National Assembly.
Mm-hmm.
That's Anthony. Can you take note of that?
Yep, just did.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, and just wanted to add one small thing, and this also comes without litigation. It also comes with high reputational risk for banks when they're dealing with the Maduro regime. Just want to throw that out there.
Okay, I understand it.
What do you? I mean, what would you? You see what we've done. I mean, with the official notice to the Fed in New York and other American banks. What do you need? Because I think the freezing. There are a lot of countries have frozen the accounts in an effort to prevent the theft of assets.
Well, maybe something like a statement of the President Trump. Maybe about that. Maybe his statement and will help us.
We can do that. We can do that, and we can also get you the actual the 25B notice to the Fed, the New York Fed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And you know, I worry. What I worry about. So if Mr. Guaido will lose the war with Maduro, and we could look like fools.
I don't think so. I mean, I guess what I'd say is this: there are a number of governments that have not yet made this decision. In the Organization of American States, for example, we have not yet done the credentials fight that we will do. Same in the UN. But what certainly I would say the Swiss government can take note of is that this is a dispute, with most Western governments having taken a side in this dispute. And if there is a dispute, then it would seem that the better wisdom would be to freeze the accounts.
By the way, I worry about Russian participation in this case. You know that they have some pressure on us. By the way, you're giving the money. They concerned about money of Maduro, and they worry that you will give that money to Mr. Guaido, their personal accounts.
Right. Well, we will be talking. We have been talking to them, but we'll be talking to them again this week and in coming weeks about this.
Yes. Also, I want to share some information that will be definitely important to you. It looks like we found the personal accounts of the Venezuelan leadership. So it's highly likely that the family of Mr. Maduro and his inner circle, including the military elites, In recent years, Maduros accounts have received large amounts of money from Russia, and now they send big tranches to our banks. And there is another aspect. In our banks, there are secret accounts of Mr. Quevedo, and if we close them, we will have problems with OPEC.
Tell me, these accounts, now, it's really not possible that the monies in these accounts are gotten legally. I mean, the president of a country cannot have hundreds of millions of dollars in a personal account, nor can all.
Not his personal account, but it's money of his inner circle.
Right, and we've actually found some accounts like that in the U.S. in the past months and years, and we've been able to freeze them. When you find these accounts, and there is an obvious reason to believe that the money is a product of illegal activities, in this case corruption, what does Swiss law require you to do?
We are sure that we will freeze that. Of course.
And then I guess there's a long process, legal process to determine.
I think let me see. It depends on card. It depends on concrete case.
Right. But for those accounts that you have mentioned, that you've identified as members of the inner circle, you are going to freeze those.
Yes, if we will find the real reason.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you will provide us all data, so we will freeze and.
Okay. What does that mean when you say what kind of information do you want?
I mean, it's if that money were created by crime or with another information. I mean. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious in this sense. If you are a public servant in Venezuela, there's no possible legal way that you could have acquired these amounts of money. Anyway, we will get on this as well. What is the best way to be in contact with you? Is it email? What? I think the best way is be in touch with your assistant. I also think that maybe I need to make a phone call with Mr. Guaido and discuss some problems with him.
That's a very good idea. Now, you'll need a translator, I think.
Okay.
Because he only speaks Spanish.
It's not a problem. We have a lot of interpreters, so.
But I mean, he has spoken to many European heads of government, and I'm sure that he would be happy to have this conversation about safeguarding assets.
Okay, and so you are in touch with him?
Yes.
Okay. And also, I really would like to tell you, I really concerned about the situation in Venezuela, and I hope that military action in the country will not begin. You know, I have my opinion. If military operations will start, so if it would suddenly will happen, the price of oil will go up. So that will help Putin.
Well, yes, help Putin and help Iran.
Yes.
Yeah. I can give you my email, or is there an email I can have for you?
Okay.
My email is at state.gov, G-O-V.
Okay. By the way, I recently watched a video of your wonderful speech in Congress.
Oh, thank you.
But who is that strange woman who accused you of some crimes?
Yeah.
I don't think
an interesting day.
I don't think she's very helpful. Maybe Minnesota has a really hard climate, so maybe that blow her, the wind blow her whole head off.
Yes. Minnesota has there is a tradition of being extremely friendly and nice. It's called Minnesota Nice. And she is apparently trying to destroy this image.
Okay.
Well, look, thank you very much. I appreciate that remark, and I appreciate your time this morning. We have some materials we will get to you, and we'll do our homework. Thank you.
Okay, let's be in touch. I will send you a test email.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, this is Elliott Abrams.
This is Mr. Maurer. How was the UN meeting?
It was fun. I mean, the highlight was a 35-minute speech by the Venezuelan regime representative, which was about 30 minutes longer than anyone else spoke.
Yes, I saw that. So do you need UN assistance from Switzerland on this issue?
Well, we will actually vote. The Security Council will vote tomorrow.
Okay.
And we will have 9 votes. So we will get the requisite number of votes. I suppose the Russians will veto.
Yeah.
We are always interested in seeing whether the Chinese abstain or veto.
Yeah.
Thus far, they have gone along with the Russians in vetoing, but their language is much more restrained, very different, very businesslike.
Yeah, I want to say that our investigation is almost complete, so it will be over by the end of this week. And we have blocked personal accounts of the Maduro inner circle, where ministers of his government and the military and others. So, but you know who had the most money? His wife.
No.
His wife.
Yes.
Almost 50 million euros.
Really?
You can imagine, after blocking our office, she called and was hysterical with that. I've never heard anything like it.
Huh.
Totally blocked on the personal accounts of about 400 million euros. We are ready next week to meet with the representatives of the President Guaido and send them to the accounts of individuals. So the accounts of the companies we will be able to pass a little later.
Individuals come first.
Yeah. Their procedure longer than usually, so we are working to speed up this process.
When you said earlier that you had the investigation would be completed, that does include the corporate accounts as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So you know that we already frozen more than 20 accounts of Maduros inner circle.
Tell me, if you would, about the confidentiality questions here. For example, if you meet next week with representatives of Guaido in the National Assembly, and you say to them, "We have blocked this account or that account," are they then free to not only to access the account, but are they free to announce things?
Yeah, of course. We are in touch with President Guaido, so we can do it together. I think.
Okay, I mean,
I can send you a list of persons who were blocked and which accounts were frozen, so we can publish it.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Okay. I mean that's that's obviously a great.
Yes.
Frankly, it's a great help to Guaido.
I talked to him. I liked him. He's a good guy and he does the right things. But I think he's still a young person.
Yes.
He doesn't have as much experience as you and me.
This is true. He's 35.
Yes, I know. But this guy needs to guide and advise how to do it better. So I hope you can handle it.
Yes, we are. One of the things that we are suggesting to them, and so far they have taken the advice, is to freeze accounts. For example, here in the United States, the Venezuelan government accounts as of January, that is the embassy accounts and the embassy to the UN and the OAS altogether had only about $4 million.
I think on Friday or early next week we can tell the press all about our investigation. We are in contact with Ambassador Wecco.
Yes.
Yes. Also,
all right. I will actually. I need to call him anyway, but I will be in touch with him today.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can talk about some of this.
Also, I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts about possible military aid to the President Guaido?
You know, we are not going to do that.
Yeah. I think it's
unless
right.
Unless the regime does something completely crazy, like attacking the U.S. embassy.
Yeah, I know.
But our information suggests that people in the regime and in the military are actually nervous about a U.S. invasion. And we think it is useful to keep them nervous, which is one reason that we will not say publicly, no, this will never happen. When I give private briefings to members of Congress, this is exactly what I say to them. We are not trying to make you in Congress nervous. We are trying to make the Venezuelan military nervous, and we think that it is a mistake tactically to give them endless reassurances that there will never be American military action.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, this is not what we're doing. What we're doing is what you see, financial pressure, economic pressure, diplomatic pressure, political pressure.
I agree with you. We could support you on that, at least through private. If you will have some, if you will need our support, at least we can help you with private military companies that's located, registered in Switzerland, if you will need them. So we have registered companies, military companies, so we can handle it.
All right. Well, I thank you very much for this conversation.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what comes out publicly, whether it's Friday or Monday. Very good. Perhaps we will be in touch again after that, after it comes out, and if we have additional names for you.
Yes, and I wanted to add that during the investigation, it was revealed very important points about Russia, about large companies and businessmen that are on the sanction list of President Trump and the United States Congress. Also, there were also large businessmen from Putin's claim.
We're very interested in these people. Sechin is another one we're very interested in. You know the guy from Rosneft.
Yes, of course, Mr. Sechin.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you for this conversation. Let's be in touch, and could you send me all details?
Yes, very good.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.